What's up, guys? So this is going to be the first of probably at least a few videos where I'm going to basically be chronicling my build of my first offset smoker. So what I'm going to be going for is your standard offset Texas style smoker. It's not going to be the reverse flow. It's going to be, firebox and smokestack on opposite ends. Some unique challenges perhaps that come into this one. I've never welded before. I've never even held an angle grinder before, other than to hang it or to hand it to my buddy Lauren, who luckily has agreed to help me out with this. So he might end up doing the lion's share of the work, but I hope I can learn a lot from him and I can at least pull some of the weight. So let me start off by saying why I'm doing this. I've been using my Weber Smokey Mountain. My first smoker is my Weber Smokey Mountain. It's a 22 inch, and it's always done, honestly, it's always done fantastic for me. I can't say anything bad about it. The only issue is I tend to get migraine headaches, and one of my triggers is interrupted sleep. So anybody who's done any amount of smoking, they know that it can take a while. And I will say I tend to experience longer cook times than what I see most people reporting, even on the Weber Smokey Mountain. It's not uncommon. If I'm cooking a brisket, it's going to take, anywhere from 16 to 20 hours. A pulled pork, an 8-pound pulled pork, is going to take me 22, 26 hours. I think the longest one's actually 28 hours, but that had some complications where the fire burned out and had to get it going again. And, so there's some struggles there. But yeah, it's like you get great barbecue out of it, but then I always end up in pain for the next 2 days and trying to recover. So it was about a month and a half ago. I tried to go the route of the pellet smoker. And the one I got was by Pit Boss. It's one of the Walmart exclusive ones. It's got like a 98-pound pellet hopper on it. And it gets really good reviews. It gets great reviews, in fact. And they're hard to find. I happened to find one, and I got it. So my first smoke I did on it, I did some ribs. They came out good as far as texture and moisture and everything, but there was no smoke flavor to it at all. So it was pretty much a letdown. It's like I can cook in the oven basically and get the same results. So I changed up a couple things. I put a little smoker tube inside there, and I switched to a hickory pellet. And I thought I'd try it again. I do a pulled pork because they were on sale. So, and it's a longer smoke. It's gonna tell me more. So I pulled out all the stops that I possibly could for getting smoke flavor. I put it in a smoker real cold and everything. As far as the pit running properly, it was going good for quite a while. I think it was like the 15th hour or so in, 15th, 16th hour in. And I came out and I checked on it, and it was late at night. I think it was probably close to midnight, 1 o'clock. And I noticed there was a little bit of haze. It was producing more smoke than I had seen before, but I thought, well, maybe it's just in that cycle. So I was also checking the water pan, and so I went inside, and not 3 minutes later, come back out to fill up the water pan, when I discovered there's a lot more smoke happening out here. And so I'm checking everything. Well, the pit temp is fine. It's not throwing any codes, because what had happened is the fire had traveled up the auger and into the hopper. Now, this thing has a 98-pound hopper. Luckily, it was the common sense not to put roughly 100 pounds of pellets in there. That's like, why do you need that much fuel on standby? It doesn't even make sense. It's just, I'm so glad I didn't, because my house would have been complete ashes had I done that. So I did empty a 20-pound hopper, not knowing what the fuel consumption was, but I figured 20 pounds is probably safe. Hindsight, I would have done even less, but I digress. So I get out there, and the cook chamber is absolutely fine. All the smoke is billowing out the hopper, and I hear this gurgling, and I can see in the side light that there's a little flame, there's a little something going on. I knew that I should not just open up that hopper door. It was going to be bad. So I kind of gave it a little flip, and I burped it a little bit. And as soon as I actually opened it up, I mean, if you've ever seen a rocket stove, the little rocket stoves, check it out on YouTube. That's what I had going on in that hopper. It was a complete inferno going on inside that thing. And so I shut it really quick, and it tamed it a little bit, but it was still burning in there. This thing was still on fire, and the back was white hot. Long story short is that thing's toast, and I don't trust pellet smokers for anything anymore. So basically where I'm left at is, if I'm going to be spending all my time managing the fire and managing the water pan and checking on things and just managing the pit, period. Although the Weber Smokey Mountain is awesome, I have no complaints. I've always heard that the offset smokers are the king. It's the pinnacle of barbecue. So I figure if I'm going to go through the pain, I might as well reap the biggest reward I can. So my buddy Lauren had actually reached out to me previously years back, and he kind of joked about making a real big trailer smoker and doing some catering and stuff like that. And I don't know about that, because that sounds like an awful lot of work. I like cooking for family and friends and whatnot, but when you're no longer doing it for fun, you're doing it for income, I think it would feel a little differently for me. So I'm not too keen on that, but I am keen on building out one, and a fairly large one that's definitely in excess for me. So the 22-inch Weber has always been enough, but if I'm going to do this, I want to go bigger. So I've been looking for 120-gallon, 150-gallon propane tanks, but I'm going to keep my options open as well. I'm going to be on the lookout for whatever pipes and plate steel or whatever make an octagon smoker or whatever. But yeah, so I don't really know what else. This isn't. I don't usually do this sort of thing, but I wanted to do this for me. I wanted to have kind of a snapshot in time on what my process was, so I can look back on it and I can share it with my family and whoever else might take interest in it. And hopefully by putting this out there, even though I'm doing it for me, hopefully by putting it out there, it's going to help somebody else, maybe who's a novice like myself, and maybe I'll stumble along the way, I'll uncover some stuff that'll help somebody and keep them from making the same mistakes. But yeah, so I don't really know what else to say. I hope you guys enjoy the journey, and I'll see you later.